Remember, on the day of ordination, you were given the power of priesthood, the duty and everything else, the grace of it. But you don't understand the extent of priesthood until you start living it. It's the same way in married life. For richer or for poor, in sickness or in health, till death do us part. Mwah! Let's go and party. But you don't know the extent of it until you start living it and waking up to that same person every single day and saying, holy crap, this is what I woke up to today. You know? But you live it. You live it and you go through it and everything else. All right? Well, that's the same way in priesthood. So, one day, I said, well, it's another day. And I went to chapel, and I went to my holy hour, and I was complaining to God. I said, why did you make me a priest? Because it was a rough week. And it was a Saturday, I remember, when I went to chapel that day. And I said, why did you make me a priest? Because statistics will also say that the first 10 years, just like in married life, in religious life, the first 10 years are the hardest years because it's all about transitions, disillusionments, and everything else. Reality sets in. So that morning I said, why did you make me a priest? And I was going through this whole litany of the stuff that I've gone through and the experiences that week. And I was just laying it there, all right? Did I get an answer? No, absolutely not. But I got a sense of consolation that says, I could go through the rest of the day. I just have to hold on. So I go in, and it's at the 3:30 hour. And at the end of the 3:30 hour, somebody comes in behind the screen, confesses. And at the end of the confession, the person says, Father, thank you for your priesthood. And they said, because I've been carrying this sin my whole time, for the longest time. And it took you to extract it out of me. And I was sobbing on the other side. And I said, no, thank you. And it dawned on me at that moment. Here I was that morning asking, why did you make me a priest? Why do I have to go through all this? And yet it took a sinner that I reconciled to God that nobody else could do to tell me this is why you're a priest. This is why you've brought me back. This is why I call you Father. And so, I had the 5 p.m. Mass that evening. I celebrated that 5 p.m. Mass as if it was my first Mass in Thanksgiving. That I had another opportunity to stand at this altar, which I learned so many years ago that this was the school for the priesthood, that this is the mysteries that I perform, that I give to God's people, so that God's people could be strengthened.